Hi guys, so this is the long awaited video that you guys been wanting, been asking me for, and I finally am able to speak my piece. Today is my birthday. I purposely made this video on this day. I'm still going to celebrate my birthday, still got my hotel suite, still got all the birthday gifts I wanted. Super happy with my birthday, so thankful for another year. But I purposely made this video to be on this day because this is the same day that your favorite wanted to share with me with her surgery. So we're going to make this a whole big day for us. We're going to have something we can both say is ours. When we first became friends again, the first thing she mentioned to me in 30 minutes of us being friends again is, oh girl, I'm getting surgery on your birthday. We didn't talk for a year. How do you still remember my birthday? I don't even remember your birthday. But that's when you decided to book your surgery? Okay, so let's do the video on this day too, so we can share that. We can share this, we can share your surgery, and we can share this video. This is like a triple whammy. So we're gonna get into this video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Courtney, aka Court, aka K. And I am ready to tell my side, tell my truth, tell what really happened. I appreciate you guys wanting to hear my side, letting me be able to come and voice my opinion. I'm not gonna make this video super long. I can't do a super long video because I can't even get past 30 minutes when it comes down to video. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up in 35 to 45 minutes. And we're gonna basically just hop right into it so we can get the story rolling. Okay, so we're first going to get into how I met this individual. I have my paperwork, I have my screenshots, so everything is ready to go. We just got to get the story rolling. Okay, so the way I met this individual, I made a TikTok and it went viral. She hit me up after she seen the video. She said, if you were my friend, you wouldn't go through that. I was like, oh, thank you so much. So she was like, yeah, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from this place, but I stay in Vegas. And she was like, oh, me too. We kept chopping it up on DMs and eventually started going to texting. We texted through that night. Then the very next day we continued our texting. The very next day she mentions to me, oh, I need my hair braided. And I was like, oh, I got two homegirls that do hair. And she was like, okay, ask which one ask both of them and see which one could do today. And I was like, okay, bet. I hit my homegirl China. China's gonna be a very essential part, and the hairstylist is gonna be a very essential part. So we got one that's gonna be called China, other one's called hairstylist, and then the main girl that you guys know, we're gonna call her Indigo. So I hit up China. I said, hey China, this girl I know needs some braids. And she was like, yeah, that's cool. Let me see the style. I asked Indigo for the style. She sent it to me. I sent it to China. And I also texted my other hairstylist friend and said, hey, my homegirl needs some braids today. Do you think you can do these braids for her today? I was waiting for her response. I was waiting for China. China was texting me a little bit quicker because China was on her way to Vegas because she was an LA hairstylist. And she always used to come to Vegas, you know, to do hair and stay with me and kick it with me and stuff like that. So China's like, yeah, I can do those braids. She's like, who's the girl? I said, oh yeah, this is her. She was like, oh no. I said, oh, what? She was like, oh no, she's a weirdo. I said, bro, it's bread, it's bread. She was like, well, I'm gonna have to charge her a traveling fee. I said, China, just do the girl's braids. Like, she's like, no, I'm gonna have to charge her. I said, girl, you was gonna come to Vegas regardless. She said, I'm gonna charge her a traveling fee. I said, you must really not like this girl. She was like, no, Court, like, she's a weirdo. Like, people in LA know this girl as being a weirdo. I was like, oh, okay. I said, okay. I was like, well, we're just gonna, maybe you shouldn't do the hair if you feel some type of way. She was like, I don't feel no type of way. It's just like, I'm gonna have to charge her a traveling fee. I was like, okay. So I was waiting for my other hairstylist friend to hit back. She hits back. I said, can you do it today? She said, yeah, today's cool. So we basically let China like just come to Vegas and do her big one. So we all meet up at Indigo's house to get her hair braided. We're sitting there, we're chopping it up, we're doing our thing, we're being girls. This was the first time she started talking about her men and who she dated and who she talked to. So off the rip, while she's getting her hair braided, I can remember this vividly. She's sitting in the chair and she's like, yeah, guys, like, I'm talking to this one guy, but I feel like he's just playing games with me. And I was like, oh, like, what happened? She's like, this is him. Like, like, this is him. Because my hairstylist is doing her hair. This is him. I'm sitting here. This is him. I said, oh, he's cute. So I'm like, what is he doing? She's like, he's not responding back. He's acting super busy. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to FaceTime him. She FaceTimes him. He basically rushes her off the phone. So they get off the phone. She's kind of irritated. She's like, I don't know what his problem is. He keeps acting fake busy, all this type of stuff. The night keeps going on. I think by this time, the hairstylist is done doing her braids. So we're over there just chopping it up, laughing, watching Tubi movies. And Indigo's like, we should call him again. Let's call him again. She calls him again, but this time she's in the kitchen and she has her phone face flat on the counter. She calls him again, and this time a female picks the phone up. And it's not just some regular female. It's a famous Instagram mom. So there's a really pretty Instagram mom that's also, everybody's like, oh my God, I don't know how this goes. I'm a grandma. But her daughter that made her grandma was the one that picked the phone up. And we're all in the kitchen watching this. Me and the hairstylist is watching this go down. And the girl, I'm going to call her Ashlyn, she picks the phone up and she's like, we're in Nobu, Mexico. Look, stop calling and texting. We're in Nobu, Mexico. Bye. Clicks the phone. We like, what just happened? What just happened? So I can tell on her face she's a little bit embarrassed. And, you know, me being me, I don't let stuff sweat me. And I don't let, like, those type of situations overpower my friends. So I'm like, you know what, girl? That's normal. I said, girl, niggas are weird. I said, he's going to hit you up regardless. Watch. And throughout the night, he was texting her, you know, like, making jokes out of it. Like, it was like a whole thing. So, boom. That was the end of that night. Me and my hairstylist, we end up leaving. We go about our night. And that was it. So, me and Indigo, we kept texting. We kept with our communication, and I believe like 3 days went by. She invited me over again. Mind you guys, I had my own place, but Indigo did not want to get out of her place to come to my place. I had a really, really, really nice, beautiful luxury apartment, and it was always, she wanted to link up at her place. I invited her over my place so many times, and it was always her place that she wanted to stay at. So if you guys keep wondering why I keep going in this store, why I keep going out, she never wanted to drive to my house. So I make the 25-minute drive to her house, pull up, we're sitting, we're talking, I'm texting my hairstylist friend because she's at my house and she's doing hair at my house. So I'm like, oh, okay, just let me know if you need anything, type shit. And throughout the day, you know, she's just talking to me, and she starts talking about boys again. And she's like, you know, there's this little boy in LA, like, me and him just keep going back and forth. And, you know, like, I feel like it's not going nowhere, but, like, I've been knowing him for so long and all this. I was like, oh, okay. I said, who's the dude? She shows me a picture of the dude. The dude she's talking about is my hairstylist that I just talked to, her man. So I say, Indigo, I said, I'm not going to be messy, but that's my homegirl, China's boo. She's like, who's China? I said, this is China, the one that I told you, you know, about that she could possibly do your braids. This is China. I show her. She grabs the phone. She's like, oh, she's not cute at all. I said, not too much of my homegirl. Not too much of my homegirl. And that's how I literally said it, not too much of my homegirl. So she takes it to where she needs to call him. She calls him up and says, I put right hand on the Bible. She calls him up. And she's like, you're just, the fact that you're talking to somebody that looks like this is, disappoints me. Like, you have me and you picking her and you talking to her when you have me. Like, I should have known you were talking to other girls. Like, the fact that you're talking to somebody like that makes me feel ugly. Like, why would you talk? And I'm sitting in the background like, girl, that's my girl. You ain't gonna sit up here and talk about my homegirl. So I'm over here looking at her like, so they get off the phone. I said, not too much on China. Okay. So the night keeps going. We're watching Tubi, but that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And that was when I started noticing that there was something about this girl that was a little bit off. As you guys can see, every time me and her are friends, it quickly, we're friends for probably like 1 or 2 months, honey, and it wraps on up like a Tubi movie. In and out. So a couple days goes by. She reaches out to me. She said, you know, me and you and the hairstylist that did my braids, we should all go out to eat. I said, girl, yes, let's do it. I'm like, what you want to do? What you want to eat? I said, I'm off on, I think at this time I was on Monday, Tuesdays. Yes. So I was like, I'm off Monday, Tuesdays, like we can eat and something like that. So I text my hairstylist friend, I'm like, hey, Indigo wants to go out to eat one of these days this week, most likely Monday, Tuesday. Is that good for you? She's like, yeah, I'm off on Monday. That's cool. So we all set up to go to Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. We go to Lolo's, honey. We pull up, we sit down, we order our food. Our food comes out. This is when Indigo starts talking about another one of her boobs. So she starts talking about somebody that me and her both mutually know and have been in communication with. So when the food comes out, instantly I'm getting to the food, honey. I'm eating, and she's like, yeah, y'all, like, I gotta tell you about y'all favorite TikToker / Twitcher. And I'm not really listening because, girl, I'm eating. So I'm eating, she keeps talking. She's like, yeah, like, he was at my house before, like, a week before I met y'all. Like, he spent the night here, y'all favorite, and we're gonna call him Derek. We're gonna call him Derek Linus. We're gonna call him Derek Linus. So she's like, yeah, Derek Linus was over at my house, and my hairstylist friend starts cracking up. So I look up, I'm like, girl, what's going on? I'm like, why are you laughing so hard? She said, you didn't hear who she said that who was over her house 2 weeks ago? I said, who? She said, Derek Linus. I said, Derek Linus? I was like, girl, you know him? She's like, yeah. She's like, you know him? I said, yeah. I said, that's somebody that's super cool to me. Like, he's cool. Like, she was like, oh. I said, yeah. She said, when did he message you? I was like, no. I said, I just talked to him 2 weeks ago too. That's crazy. And she was like, oh, let me see y'all messages. And I was like, here. She grabs the phone, looks at it. She wants to see the time that he messaged me. She sees the time. She grabs her phone, checks the time. She was like, he texted you 2 hours before he texted me. Mind you, she tells me that, you know, they did some stuff and he was all passionate, and when they were doing it, it was like he was in love with her and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, oh. So we're comparing these messages. I'm like, okay. She gets up from the table, goes outside, and FaceTimes this man to talk about this situation. Me being me, baby, I'm not getting up from the table. When you get up from waffles, honey, the waffles get cold. You can't get away from the waffles. So I sit at the table a little bit longer. Me and the hairstylist is at the table. Now, mind you, this hairstylist was like one of my closest friends. So she knew about the incident that happened with China when I told you that Indigo was talking mess about China on the phone with the dude. So I look at the hairstylist and I said, how much you want to bet she's outside doing me how she did China? She's like, you think she's like that? I said, I know she's like that. She's like, you think? I said, I know it. I know it. I know her energy. We're 3 for 3 right now. We 3 for 3. This is what she do. She outside, she going off, going in. I go out there, I check on her. I say, you good, girl? She's like, okay. I said, okay. Go back in, finish my food. She comes in probably 10 minutes after, and she's like, oh, I was like, so what did he say? She's like, oh, he said that you guys been knowing each other for years, and, you know, you're cool people, and, you know, all that type of stuff. And I was like, okay. Okay. So let's talk about the other dude that I told her not to put me with. We're going to talk about that because they're 2 brothers. They play college football. I'm going to call one Halo, and we're going to call the other one Story. Halo and Story. So she was talking to Story. Story is the younger brother. So I thought the older brother was cute. Okay. So I tell her one day we're just chopping it up. She's like, oh, yeah, because I'm talking to Story. I said, Story's brother is fine. She's like, you think he's cute? I said, girl, he's fine. And this is just one random day, me and her on FaceTime. And she's like, I can put you with him. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. She's like, you know, I said, no. No. She was like, I said, no, don't put me with that dude. Me and her eventually get off the phone. She tells me probably 2 hours later, calls me again. She's like, guess what I did? I said, what did you do? She said, I got in contact with I got in contact with Story to try to put you with Halo. Halo said you're cute, but he has a girlfriend at the time. I said, girl, he has a girlfriend at the moment. I said, girl, I literally told you not to put me with this boy or even ask anything about like, why are you So I said, okay, friend. So when I got word that she said that he really thought I was ugly, that was news to me right here into the Bible. I never knew that. So I'm telling you, like, she just did certain things that was just like weird. So let's get into the nail tech situation. Indigo had a nail tech that cut her off cold turkey. I literally have the screen. Oh, I don't have it in this camera roll, but I'll post it on my Instagram story. So she had a nail tech that just cut her off cold turkey. She just cut her off. So the nail tech, we just never heard back. Indigo tried to get a nail appointment. Nail appointment never happened because the nail tech just cut her off cold turkey. Mind you, I had a nail tech at the moment, but my nail tech was moving to San Fran because she was going to nursing school. So me and Indigo had to find a nail tech. We found one that we mutually liked. I booked an appointment. Indigo booked an appointment 2 weeks after me. I go to the appointment. And I love my nails. My nails come out really cute. They're from my aunt's wedding, so they're really cute. I love them. And like 3 or 4 days goes by, and they're already like lifting. And I get in contact with the nail tech. I'm like, hey, my nails are lifting. She's like, oh, there's nothing we can really do because we'll have to do a whole new set, or I'll have to take all that off, do a fill, and I'll have to charge you. So I tell Indigo, I'm like, Indigo, like, I only had these nails on for 4 days and they're lifting, and your appointment is not until like a week from now, a week and a half. I don't know if you want to go to her, girl, but I suggest that you don't if my nails is coming up like this. She was like, oh, okay. She still continues to go to the nail tech, and she tells me later on when me and her get friends again that she had to stop going to her because guess what happened to her 3 days after having her nails done? They lifted and they came off. So yeah, the next thing we're going to talk about is lip fillers, me being a stylist and certain things of that nature. So my lip filler thing, I've always gotten my lip filler. I get my lip filler every single year. Me and my homegirls call, we got to get hit. We got to get our lips hit. So I told Indigo one time I was on the phone, I said, girl, I need to go get my lips hit. She was like, you get lip filler? I said, girl, yes, I have to. Like, is there something I love to do? And she was like, oh, I've never had it. I said, well, we should get it at the same time because I can help you through your healing process because I know what to do. This is going to be my 3rd year getting it. She was like, oh yeah, that's smart. Let's see if we can find somebody we both mutually like. We find somebody, we book it. She goes before me, I go after her. We do the healing process. Everything's good. So when she mentions that, she mentions how Courtney got it before and decides that now because Indigo wants it. That's not what happened. Why would I want to go get my lips done again just because you want to? No, babe, I get my lips done every like August to September. Latest I'll get my lips done is October. So the fact that you thought that I really just went out of my way to try to get lip filler when you never had lip filler, just because, that makes no sense. I get it done every year. So secondly, we're talking about celebrity styling. I was a personal stylist at a really nice store, and I was a stylist. So that was my job, that was my career. She always made it seem like she was a stylist too. Every time I mentioned, oh yeah, I got some clients today, she said, oh yeah, I used to do that too when I was in LA, so you should get back to doing it too. Like, it was me always telling her, like, you should get back to being like certain things that you like to do. So when you're mentioning my career and what I was doing, like, what did you even get from even bringing up Neiman Marcus? What did you gain? Okay, we get it, you as a stylist in LA, but I'm a stylist here today. What's good? So also she mentions that there's a brand of shampoo. Courtney will follow up how she used to be 4 years ago. So let's use, this is the analogy I want to use for you guys. Let's get into Miel. If I find out that Miel is making my hair fall out and you're about to use the brand, I as a friend, I'm going to tell you, hey girl, don't use this brand of shampoo because it made my hair fall out. So if I know knowledge about a shampoo and what it could do and what it's the brand it could do to your hair, and I'm pre-warning you, how is that a problem? So for her to say, oh, I want to try this brand of shampoo, Courtney will follow me, like, I tried it years ago, and she'd be like, dang, can I have one thing? Why can't I say I can experience it without you saying you've done it? Girl, shampoo? So if you tell me, sometimes some people are so lost that if you tell me, hey girl, I want to try this shampoo, and I've tried it, I'll be like, oh girl, that shampoo is good, but let me know how it does for your hair. It's so good. I loved it. How is that a girl, bye. Let's go next to my birthday. She overdid my birthday. I always said this. My homegirls even know I even said, boom, she went crazy on my birthday, and I've only been knowing her for a month and a half. She went out of her way to get the decorations, to plan everything. She even told me that she wanted to do my room. I said, okay, thank you, so sweet. The day comes. When the day's setting up, I'm getting dressed because 2 of my homegirls is coming. We're going to dinner, and Indigo is supposed to come with us to dinner too. I get whipped and I get knowledge while she's setting up my suite that she's not coming to the birthday dinner. I'm like, girl, that's the whole thing, is the birthday dinner, and then we'll come back to the suite having some cake, and y'all are leaving. She's like, I don't do fancy restaurants. Right hand to the Bible, solemnly swear she says this. I said, you don't do fancy restaurants? She was like, no. I said, girl, it's my birthday. You're coming. Like, you're not just going to stay in my hotel room with all my stuff in here and just vibe and sit. No. So eventually I booked I get a black truck. We get in the car. The truck. We go, we eat, Everybody's there. My homegirls is there. I've been knowing for years. We come back to my telly. We eat cake. Indigo makes it a thing where she wants me to open up the gifts so bad. Like, okay, y'all, like, let's do gifts now. I'm like, okay, let's do gifts. I put my cake to the side. My homegirls are still eating their cake. We talking about how good cake is, honey. And I'm starting to give, I'm like, oh my God, girl, this is such a cute gift. Thank you. I've been wanting this book, and it was Act Like a Lady, but act like a lady, but think like a man. Girl, that's the book I wanted so bad. She got me the book. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. She gave me a little, necklace from Temu. And yeah, that was my gifts. And I was really appreciative. I was thankful of it, but I'm not gonna make my whole night like the fact that you brought gifts and my homegirls didn't. I always have my homegirls pull up. Every single year we do the same thing. We pull up to each other's events. We pay for our own food. We kick it, we laugh, and that's it. Like, it's not, you don't have to bring, you're not required or destined to bring a gift to some girl. Bye. So I could tell my homegirls felt some type of way about how she tried to make that like a big thing. I did tell Indigo, like, I do appreciate, I'm like, they didn't bring gifts, like, that's okay, like, we're used to just, vibing out, but I really do appreciate you bringing me some gifts. But I could tell my homegirls were weirded out by that, so they got up and wanted to take some pictures on the balcony. I take pictures of them on the balcony. We laugh, we kikied. I wanted to still not be an awkward night because I don't want it to be like Indigo's a better friend than y'all. So, and I feel like that's the notion she wanted. Like, she wanted to have that notion. Like, even when we were at Fashion Show Mall, we're just going to go, like, get some clothes and stuff like that and just vibe out. Like, I'm texting my friends, and she's like, oh, do you have a best friend? Mind you, me and her were only friends probably like a month and some change. And she's like, do you have a best friend? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh. Like, she gets mad. Like, when you don't put her in a position that, like, has, like, a heavy title, or if you don't do what she wants you to do, or, like, drop everything for her, it's an issue. So when I noticed that my friends were like, dang, like, we don't usually do this every year. Like, we just pull up and eat, like, and we just chill. Okay. Like, when I see their face, I was like, okay, let me just make this cool. We ride the night out with like taking pictures in the balcony. And from there on out, those friends never went to hang out with Indigo again. Like, I would invite those friends over to like Indigo's house. So she'd be like, invite your friends over from your birthday. I would try to. They'd be like, no, we're good. I'm like, come over. Like, no. I'm like, oh, Indigo has some clothes that, she's trying to let go of. Do y'all want to go through it? Yeah, we'll come. Never come. Like, it was always that, like, even those homegirls didn't like her. So, boom. The harassment situation, I can't talk too much about it, but because it's an ongoing case, but I will say that she knew what I was going through. I was losing weight. I was not going to work. I was losing my mind. I was calling her and another one of my friends to talk about the situation. It was very drastic, very traumatic time for me. And, during this time, like, this is what led to me moving from Vegas to Florida. I had to move out of my apartment because the individual found my location, found where I lived at, and all that type of stuff. So I was emotional. I was very sad about it. I didn't make it an everyday conversation. I will go ghost. I will go quiet, even in some of my text messages with her. Let me see. like right here, September 5th, 2023. Like I would, like y'all can pause and read it. It says, was there a reason you wouldn't link today? I said, I've been in and out of sleep. I can still come. I had a burrito. I was feeling dizzy. I only been up for 45 minutes to an hour. And my mom's been dreaming me about this wedding. She was like, all good. I said, sorry. So this is like a proof of evidence of what I was going through. Like I would literally come from work and just go to sleep. Go to sleep. I would talk to her throughout my shift. I would be really quiet at work, but I was still communicative. I didn't make it seem like that was like our everyday thing because I didn't want it to be that. So when she tried to make it seem like I gave her all my problems about my harassment, if somebody is telling you as a friend, this is how I know you're not a friend. If somebody's telling you as a friend, this man has threatened to chop me up and try to throw me, or like literally take pieces of me and put it around the world. He's threatened to chop me up, kill me, all this type of stuff. For example, pause and read. He literally says it right here. So if you know that I'm getting those type of messages and the first thing you say is I'm emotionally draining you and an energy vampire, you're not a friend. My other friend that knows about the court case, knows everything that's going on, she stands beside me. She holds my hand. She makes that I'm good, but it's not our everyday conversation. But she does make sure that I'm straight. She asks me like, what's going on with the court case? What's going on with the guy? Like, are you okay? And yeah, so for you to say I was emotionally draining you, I should have said you were emotionally draining me when you were telling me about your childhood and your upbringing and how it still traumatizes you to this day and you can't trust a man. I could have said that was emotionally draining me. I was having a good day before you called to talk about your life and your upbringing and why you would never go back to Pittsburgh. That could have been emotionally draining to me. Or how you wanted me to break my lease and move in with you. That's emotionally draining to me. Because all of a sudden you want me to break my lease to make sure that you're okay. You want me to break my lease at my apartments and move in with you so you could save $700. That's emotionally draining to me. It's emotionally draining to me when you talk about all these men that you're scamming, all these friends you can't keep. That's emotionally draining to me. It's emotionally draining to me when your nail tech has to cut you off because she doesn't like your energy. And then you get so mad that you go on your Instagram story and make a whole story post about her saying, I just think it's crazy how Mother's Day I did all this stuff for you and you can't even tell me why you don't want to. Girl, your nail tech doesn't like you. Just let it ride. Like, that could have been emotionally draining to me when you're telling me about that. So, yeah, be a friend. Know how to be a friend before you try to put the rules out on what quality friends are. Okay, so she mentions in her video that she doesn't know why I moved. Girl, you literally went from harassment to moving. You can put two and two together and be like, Courtney did mention to me, and I did tell you this. I said I'm moving out of my apartment because he knows my address. So for you to sit up here and say, oh, I didn't know why you knew. You segued into it. Stupid. That's why I keep telling you, high school diplomas are very, very important. You get into that. She claims that I didn't keep her up to date on my moving. She knew everything. How would I move? Let you know why I'm moving and then not have you in the process of my move. Like, that makes no sense. Me and you are talking every single day. Indigo claims that prior to Courtney's moving, she told her birthday plans and expected Courtney to show up. I literally told her when I moved to Florida that I will fly to any place that she wants for her birthday. That's no brainer. That's easy. It's not even a big deal. Like, for her to sit up here and make it seem like I was on some other stuff, that's not the case. She even says never told her a specific day she was moving or where she was moving to. So how did you know I was moving to Miami if I didn't tell you a certain city that I was moving to in Florida? Never told her the day she was moving or where she was moving to in Florida. So how did you know I was going to be in Miami? How did you know I was going to be in Miami if I didn't tell you I was going to be in Miami or Palm Beach Gardens? How didn't you know? You literally said Vegas to Miami. Okay, so let's get into the accusation about me saying that I'm not gonna have money to go to her trip. Now y'all know that's a bullface lie. If you know Courtney, that's a lie. I told her whatever you plan to do, we're gonna do it. I said you did your big one for my birthday, and I'm gonna do my big one with you for your birthday, and that was that. Let's get into the dollar situation. This girl needs. Oof. Okay, so Dallas, she always would mention Dallas to me, how she went to move there, how it's cheaper, how, you know, her rent keeps going up every single month and she's not gonna be able to afford it. So she kept bringing up to me, like, either you're gonna have to move in with me and help me, you know, or like if you can, like, that'll be perfect, or I'm gonna try to sell all this stuff and like sell my car and move to Dallas. And she was like, you should move to Dallas with me. And I was like, if I move to Dallas, I know a lot of people in Dallas. That's another thing too. Like, she'd be like, yeah, because I'll be perfect for you to move to Dallas because you know a lot of people in Texas. Like, that'll be the perfect reason for you to come. Exactly. So if you knew I knew a lot of people in Houston and Dallas, why are you acting like I didn't know nobody in Texas? Everybody knows that's my second home. So she mentioned to me, she's like, yeah, you can have fun. We can go from there. It'll be so much fun. Like, I can sell my car, all this type of stuff. We could literally just go there and, you know, just get a place there and just do a whole bunch of content, take pictures, all this other stuff, and grow our Instagrams even more and all that stuff. So let's get into when she says that I pulled up to Dallas, didn't let her know I was in Dallas and all this type of stuff. So I moved. When I moved, that was November 7th I was moving, yes. And I had, November 8th. I had a layover in Dallas. So I posted I was in Dallas because, like I told y'all, I have homegirls and homeboys that live in Dallas and Houston. So I posted on November 8th, 2023. And say Dallas. And then that was at 10:59 a.m. Literally had a layover in Dallas and drove to New Orleans. I was in New Orleans on November 8th, 6:48 p.m. So you go to your Instagram story, popping it, saying, this is what she says, November 8th at 3 o'clock. She don't text me. She don't say nothing to me. The first thing she does is go on Instagram and makes this post. And this is why me and her fell out. She said, MFers want to do everything I do. People genuinely will listen to you vent and tell them your dreams and aspirations just to get ideas for themselves. That's why I don't tell anybody anything. That's why I say to myself, you tell them, MF, I want to go to the moon. They just wait. They be the first one to book a ticket there. Everything to yourself because people really don't give a F about you. And then she makes another post and says, I really, really hate weirdo behavior. Like I would exit left so MF fast on anybody. When I seen her, because I posted I was in Dallas and I was on my way driving to New Orleans, I went to watch her story and seen her say this. She didn't reach out to me. She didn't say nothing to me. I slid up my story. I said, you freaking weirdo. Like, I chopped it because I already went through so many things with her for her thinking people want to be her, all this type of stuff. I'm like, girl, you know what? You freaking weirdo. Nobody wants to, I'm not trying to be you. You don't own Dallas. I'm literally in Dallas driving to New Orleans to get some beignets and relax. And then taking a flight from New Orleans to Miami. So don't do that. So we fell out. Blocked her. That was the end. So now it's time for me to come back to Vegas. I come back to Vegas and I'm talking to my homegirl. She's like, oh yeah, you're back in Vegas. She's like, do you think you ever talk to Indigo? I said, I might, you know, reach out to her and apologize and kind of just trying to figure out like where things went wrong and went left and why she felt the need to make that post. So I reached out to her. When we first reached out, she was very like, oh, like, I feel like you owe me this, you owe me that, you owe me this. And I'm like, okay, so drop it, it's whatever. So then I told my homegirl about it. She said, well, just give her a second. If you really do want to have a genuine conversation, just give her a second. I was like, okay. I reached out to her again. I said, hey, like, I do want to apologize for if you feel as if I did you dirty for the way I cut you off, but I do feel like that's how I felt. Maybe we can chop it up and talk about it at a later time. She comes back and says, yes, yeah, whenever you're back in Vegas. I said, oh, I'll be in Vegas in a couple of days. Yeah, so a couple of days go by. She reaches out to me again. She's like, are you in Vegas? I'm like, I'm in Vegas, but I'm busy. It was my sister's baby shower. And I said, I'll let you know when I get some free time. Eventually, we get on a call, we talk, we chop it up, and we become cool again. So now this is the segue into me and her friendship. We hung out dang near every single day. If you guys look at her YouTube channel where we went to brunch, that's me and the brunch. If you look at her Instagram and you see her sitting in a chair with a white beater on in a doctor's in a doctor's office, if you see her in the lobby, that's me taking the pictures for her. The cover, everything, recorded her. She was in my car. She was in my car for the drive down. So, yeah. We hung out every single day. We ate, we kicked it, all this type of stuff. So when I'm looking at her video and she said in the back of her mind, she was hoping and wishing that I was going to come back and give her an apology in person. Girl, shut up. You should have told me that before we started hanging out every single day, texting every single day. Like, we were texting all day, every day, and staying on the phone all day. So if you felt like you needed an in-person apology, you should have let me know that. You didn't let me know that until the photo shoot. So now it's time, fast forward to the photo shoot. I get in contact with her, telling her, hey girl, like, I need a photographer. Do you know anybody? She said, yeah, no, I told her I found a photographer. Let me see, right here. I told her, I said, hey, I wanted to do a birthday photo shoot. I found this photographer. Pause and read, pause and read. Try to cover up her name. We could just do it like that. I said, this is the photographer I want to go to. She's like, Courtney, his work is trash. My guy's better. You need to go to my guy. I said, okay. She's like, he's $200. She made his price for him, by the way, too. So she's like, you should go to him. He's good. Book with him. He always does all my work. I said, okay, bet. She said, one day you can come over my house. We can take some pictures. And we can go from there. You can see if you like his work. So one day I get an outfit, me and her go shopping. That's what I'm saying, we go shopping together. You mean to tell me this whole time we done went shopping, took pictures, had a photographer over? You couldn't tell me, Courtney, I need an in-person apology? Stupid. So the photographer comes over one of her days. One of the days that, you know, I get some outfits. And we're taking pictures. His work is decent. Indigo goes upstairs. Me and him are on that couch. And I'm like, yeah, so this is kind of like the theme I want, the pictures I want. He was like, yeah, that's no problem. Da-da-da, chop it up. Now it's time for me and him to leave. We leave. As we're leaving, walking to our cars, I tell the photographer, I said, hey, what's your number so I can text you about the shoot so you can get the location, all that type of stuff. He was like, okay, this is my phone number. Hold on, I'm trying to find the messages. He's like, okay, perfect. This is my phone number right here. Just text me. Da-da-da. I said, okay, bet. So I ended up texting him. That was September 10th at 4 o'clock. Pause and read. Text him. Me and him chop it up. Da-da-da. We start talking about the shoot. Life goes on. Couple days goes by, I'm on the phone with Indigo. Indigo tells me, oh, the photographer needs your phone number. I said, why did he need my phone number? We just talked 3 days ago. She said, oh, he said he doesn't have it. I said, girl, we just talked. I said, that's weird. So I told her, just give it to him. She gives him my phone number. He texted me, said, hey, this is so-and-so. Are we still on today? I can't. Let me see if I can show it like this. Pause and read. He said, hey, this is so-and-so. I said, hey. He said, we're still on for tomorrow. I said, most def. He said, could you send me the Addy? I double tapped the previous message of it because I didn't have enough time to go through all my messages to basically, you know, give it to him. So I double tapped the picture I sent above, and he's like, oh, I don't have that. Nothing popped up. I said, LMAO, did you delete our messages? He said, yeah. I said, why? He was like, I had to clean up my phone. I was like, oh. So fast forward, now it's the day of the shoot. Pull up to the shoot, I'm 10 minutes late. Because I was 10 minutes late, I told Indigo, you can take pictures before me while I get changed. No problem. She's like, oh my God, thank you, girl. We pull up, do the pictures. Now it's my turn. The photographer acted like he didn't even know how to crank down a backdrop. He acted like he didn't even know how to use the settings on his camera. He acted like he didn't even know how to use the camera. So I'm like, okay, what is going on? So I thought I was tripping, but then Indigo says, photographer, stop being lazy. Act like you want to be here. So when she says that, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So that was the continuation of the shoot. He was acting like he didn't know what to do. There was a point where Indigo was changing for her second look. And I look at him and I said, please don't piss me off. I really need this shoot to be good. Like, please, like, I really want, like, you to take the camera and, like, really, like, take the pictures. Like, I wanted it like we talked about. And he was like, yeah, I got you. Indigo comes around the corner. She looks and sees me in a red dress with the camera angled down like this. She says, you've never taken a picture of me at that angle. What are you doing? You've never taken pictures like, what are you doing? Basically, essentially, right hand to the Bible. She's like, what are these pictures? What are these pictures? So now I'm like feeding off that energy. I'm like, okay. So I thought I was tripping, but he's really acting like he doesn't know. So we wrapped up the shoot an hour early. I get in contact with one of my closest friends. And I tell her, I said, this man half-assed my shoot. Let me find it. Yeah, right here. I texted my homegirl and said this. Pause and read. This man half-assed my shoot. I'm so pissed. She starts calling me. And as she's calling me, I'm counting up the money. So I have my phone. She's calling me. I'm counting up the money, giving it to him. I say, here, thanks. And I'm looking at my phone because she keeps calling me. I'm like, here, thanks. And we all walk out. We leave. I get in my car. I drive off. Life goes on. An hour goes by. I'm eating Famous Dave ribs. And I get a 4-minute long voice memo from Indigo saying, hey, the photographer felt like you threw the money at him. He felt like your energy was rude and disrespectful, and he didn't appreciate it. And also he agreed with how you are as a person. He thinks that you're selfish, or he agrees with me about how you are as a person, that you're selfish, you're rude, you're disrespectful, and basically like everything that I've ever said, like he agreed with. So me being me, I'm going to get in contact with the photographer because I'm like, there's no way that these people sat in the parking lot after I paid for the shoot. She's using the pictures for the shoot. He is in the parking lot of what I paid for, and they're talking about me. So I reach out to him. I said, hey. He was like, hey. I said, you feel some type of way about how I handed you the money? He was like, yeah, I feel like you gave it to me like here, like you owed me something. I said, the same time that I'm handing you the money, my homegirl's calling me. And I said, here, thanks to you. At the end of the day, even when we walked out to our cars to drive off separately, even though you guys still continue to stay in the parking lot to be messy, I mentioned to you guys, please drive safe. Have a good day, you guys. Thank you. Get in my car, and I got on the phone with my homegirl and drove off. He was like, oh. I was like, yeah. And I said, then I found out that you guys were sitting in the parking lot talking mess about me. I don't appreciate that. He was like, what are you talking about? I said, Indigo told me that you guys were in a parking lot talking mess about me, and I don't like that. Like, that's not cool at all. And you agree with the reason why me and her fell out. So did she tell you about how she didn't want me around certain celebrities because they don't like black girls? Did she tell you how she wanted me to break my lease and move in with her so she can save money? Did she tell you how she wanted me, or she thought I wanted to be her because I had a layover in Dallas? Like, you don't know any of the things me and her went through, so I don't appreciate you guys sitting and talking about me. He said, I didn't say any of that stuff. I said, okay. I said, well, from here on out, I want to make this a note. And this is where big money came in. I said this. I said, I have no problem paying a service price. I have no problem if you give me a good quality service paying it. I paid you what your rate was. That's not an issue. Money is money. Money is to be spent. But I expect if I pay for something and you hold me up on my end, I want to hold you up on your end. I was not happy with the shoot. I did not like the pictures. Money is to be spent, but money needs to be spent in a way that we want it to be spent in. I said, I don't want to have to overly edit these pictures to clean, like, just to even, like, you know, do anything. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want everything to look right. Even during the shoot, I told you, do you think you clean these floors up? You tell me yes, but I'm looking at the pictures and I'm just no, you're not going to do what I need you to do. So we get off the phone. I get another voice memo from Indigo. Also, she sent me 2 voice memos at the time. The first one was about, oh boy. Then the second one was saying that, oh, and yes, I've been meaning to talk to you. After 3 weeks of us talking, saying that I needed an in-person apology. So this comes out of the woodworks. All of a sudden, you need an in-person apology about what? So now I'm like, okay, this is all premeditated. She just needed something to go down. She just needed somebody to kind of lean with and rock with, to kind of like segue her into how she feels about me, or how she wanted an in-person apology. You just needed that step, and he gave you that step. That's probably how the conversation even got started in the parking lot. Because then you also say in the voice memo that you talked to your other homegirl about me too. All this type of stuff. Like, it was just so messy and drawn out and rude and disrespectful. So that night, it was agreed that I was supposed to get my pictures at 8 o'clock that night. I don't get my pictures at 8 o'clock that night. Monday comes, I text him, I say, hey, never see the pictures. At this point, I want a refund. Like, I didn't like the pictures, didn't like anything of that nature. No response, but I get a response from Indigo, and she said, he's not giving you your refund. How you gonna cuss somebody out and expect to get pictures? When did I cuss him out? Why would I cuss out a service provider? Do you guys not understand the reason why this is all orchestrated is because I booked this for my birthday. You benefited off of my pictures, Indigo. You're gonna, if y'all see her in a silver top with pants, or you see her in a 2-piece brown set with a bob, little stick bob, that was my shoe. I had you go first. So for you to tell me, oh, and if you want your money back, take him to court. How you gonna cuss somebody and expect to get your pictures? So you're basically telling me I'm not gonna get my pictures. Okay, bet. I tell her, I said, please tell your funky friend to send me my pictures. At the end of her voicemail, she says, we're both blocking you. Well, she also paid in her video. I think she said that I think she played it for y'all. Yeah, we're both blocking you. Okay, so you don't give me my pictures. You tell me if I want my money back. I basically got to get it back in blood. Then you orchestrated all this because now all of a sudden you want an apology that I already gave to you in the beginning. Why do you need an in-person apology? Then if that was the case, we should have never been kicking it. You should have made sure that all your I's was dotted and your T's was crossed before we even continued this friendship if you needed an in-person apology that bad. You waited until me and the photographer had a situation, which you started. And then you wonder why all this is going on. And then all of this goes the way that it does. So I don't get my pictures. I book another photographer. The photographer is great. Love how my pictures come out. Shout out to him. The pictures gonna go crazy. And then I get whiffed after all of this that goes down that you post a video about me. So then you make it seem like I was being needy, like I needed all these clothes you gave me, like you made it seem like I real life needed you to survive. You would contact 10 different men at the same time to try to get this fixed. This was her car accident, y'all, that she was in. She hit the front of the person in front of her and didn't have car insurance. And they said they were going to sue her or call the cops. So she had to hurry up and get insurance. And then all of a sudden, you're getting lipo, but your car is messed up. Okay? So you get in contact with 10 different men. You tell every man about your car situation. For example, oh shit. Pause and read. 1. 2, you tell me that you can't even afford to pay the last $2,000 on your loan. So I tell you, I can have my dad try to get you a Navy Federal so you can get a Navy Federal loan. You even apply and you get not approved. Okay. So then you're scrambling trying to get the money. So then you start having to sell your feet pictures and you're having to get your Snapchat money. Okay. Then you start telling me about all your friends. You start telling me about how your friends are on government assistance, how your friend's boyfriend was eyeing you the whole night and she even peeped it, how your friend gets around town. Y'all went out one night and she knew the security guard and she gets around and you were like, dang, she has so many exes in Vegas. Like, she gets around, she knows everybody. Even me and her homegirl were like, dang, she know everybody. And the homegirl was like, yeah, because she used to date the security guard too. Y'all sat up there and talked mess about everybody. Not only that, I try to get your friend that's a flight attendant a job at United and Delta. You told me no. I said, why? She was like, because she's independent. She don't want to get it on her own. Then I tell you, okay. I said, well, maybe she can still come and take care of you after your surgery. She's like, yeah, she told me she is. Then she gets the job. She can't get the days off for the job, from the job. You get mad. You call me. Mind you, 3 days before she told you that she got this job, I told you I can come over and help you. Even though it's going to be my birthday. I said, I can still like send you some flowers, make sure you're good. And you say, no, it's okay. Then your karma is your friend telling you she can't come. Then all of a sudden you tell me on the phone, well, at least I have you in Texas to help me. Texas is a nickname for one of her friends. Then you say I wasn't supportive. I even say right here, or I was emotionally draining you. If I was emotionally draining you, I'm in the middle of eating food. Can y'all see that? And I say, oh shit. Let me see if I can do it. Put my nail over it. Read that. Send the link for your video. I'll watch it while I'm eating. I wasn't a good friend to you. I wasn't supportive. I didn't help you with anything. Okay, so why would I do that? Why would I try to have my dad try to get you a Navy Federal? I always took all the stuff that you had. It was like I was needing you, and you always offer clothes and bundles to me and everything. Girl, read this. I didn't even want the furniture. I didn't even want the furniture. You kept bringing up the furniture to me. So, what is going on? Then, 2 days before you make your video, you send me the picture that's your cover art. And say, I'm going to make sure that is. You send me the picture talking about, look what I found. Then 2 days later, you make a YouTube video about us falling out. Okay. I think you guys can kind of get a clear judgment of who this person is. I'm going to touch on this basis a little bit because you guys have asked me about this. I'm going to call him Chad Tan. Chad Tan, she manifested. She told me she did. And she told me he was in town. And that she asked me if I've ever met him. I said, I've never met him. She was like, oh, okay, well, one day you got to meet him. But there's a problem. I said, what's the problem? She's like, he doesn't like black girls. So you might not be able to meet him. Then he has a get-together. Then all of a sudden you want me to go with you to the get-together. I tell you no. Go do your big one. He doesn't like black girls, so why would I want to be around somebody that doesn't like black girls? Then you keep texting me the whole night saying, you should have came, you should have came. Why would I want to be somewhere that you just told me that he doesn't, but you told him okay. You told him that you had a friend that you wanted to come. He tells you I can come. Then you tell me, oh, he said it's okay for you to come. But you just told me he doesn't like black girls, but he just told you that I could come. You're problematic. You try to have him pay for your lipo. He said no. Go work out. You block him because he says no. Like he owes you something. No, you don't block him. You keep him unblocked and you let him keep calling you. And every time y'all get on the phone, you're rude and disrespectful to him. Like, you know, you tell him, you know what I needed. You know I needed that money for the surgery. He's like, work out. Like, I don't owe you that. Like, none of these people in this world owe you. And then on top of that, you tell me during our friendship that you have epilepsy. Then when me and you get cool again, you tell me how you was always at the club. But I thought you had epilepsy. You told me you went to the club 3 days in a row. I thought you had epilepsy. That's the reason why we didn't even go to the club together. So I'm going to wrap the video up here. As you guys can see, this is my viewpoint of everything. I hope it was clear. I hope I went through it well. I did try to like follow what she said and kind of put my own spin on different conversations that we had. All of my friends are so happy this happened because they were like, we were tired of this girl. We're tired of this back and forth. So finally it's dead. And it's dead. So now we have something else we share on my birthday. You have your surgery on my birthday. Like you mentioned to me, the first 30 minutes of us being friends. Oh, I'm getting my surgery on your birthday. Girl, I didn't even remember your birthday. You remembered my birthday a year later. And that was the day that you decided to schedule your surgery on. So now we're also sharing this YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you if you sat for the whole 57 minutes. Really appreciate it. Love you guys so much and wish you guys well. And I'm about to go turn up, put my rollie on, do my big one for my birthday, go to my hotel suite, get my massage, live my best day being 24. Thank you guys so much. Love you.